So welcome to the 2019 edition of the Dubai event VriThink Night Out. To have the great minds switched in the on mode.
We really just need a spirit of adventure.
They just keep doing the same thing, but they do it so well that we love it. We want to be a part of it, we want to have it because we know we can trust it.
The passion for discovery, the passion for explorer.
The speakers that you're going to hear tonight all have that great spirit of adventure.
Started 4 years ago when my good friend Philip and I found this picture on the internet, and we thought, wow, we have to make this. I mean, we knew nothing about boats back then. We were divers, and we wanted to go underwater with our boat because why not? So we started digging, and we found in a dusty old museum in England, we found this document that explained exactly what was wrong with the crafts from the Second World War, called the Sleeping Beauty. And in it, it basically gave us the entire how-to to make a better one. So we decided to make a better one, and that's what we did. We had to make a lot of inventions, but eventually it worked. And it worked really, really well. So well, in fact, that we thought, well, why not turn this into a company? If we want to sell these, we have to make bigger ones. So my father and I designed and 3D printed a small 3-seater model, and we took it to Abu Dhabi in 2015, right around the corner from here, actually. And there on the first day, we sold one. We were quite surprised because we had no idea how to make a professional 3-seater. So we thought, well, we know how to 3D print one. Why not 3D print one in true size, like this? So we can use it to test our concept, and our concepts worked. And after 1.5 years of trying new and innovative ways of designing and building boats, we came up with something quite special. The boat that came out of this process, the 3-seater, was the fastest of its kind, had the longest underwater range of any commercial submarine, and it basically flew like an aeroplane underwater. It was so fast, you used the wings on the front to bank it into a corner, which was pretty cool. And because it was fully electric, it was also very silent, which we got the interest from these guys from the Dutch Navy. So the Royal Dutch Navy asked us to give them a plan on a boat that we could build for them, a 4-seater. And after 36 tries, they said yes. And we started working on a new vessel, a 4-seater. But this time we wanted to make it in a whole new way. We used augmented reality, which is basically a VR goggle with 2 cameras in it. And the boat literally gets projected around you or in front of you, so you can design it as if it's already there. And this allowed us to speed up the whole design process really fast. We built a complete 4-seater from idea to working certified production model in 8 months' time. Because with this technology, we could very easily take an idea from one of the engineers, implement it, see if it would work in the cockpit, see how it would look like, and basically test drive it before we even build a boat. The same we did with the hull design. We designed our own water molecule simulator to see what the water would do around the cockpit, because you have to stay very comfortable in the cockpit. It's like a submersible cabriolet, basically. And this is the end result. And it worked really well. As a matter of fact, it worked so well that the first time we put it in the water, it just worked. And that has never happened to us before. So we were quite surprised by that. We put a lot of really interesting innovations in it as well, like a Xbox controller that allowed you to steer the boat just using your thumbs, which is much easier and works just as well. You can give the controller to somebody behind you, for instance, who also really wants to have a go. And yeah, this was a pretty interesting move for us because in the end, it resulted in a boat that was also very capable of carrying much more than just people. You can put all kinds of sensors in there. And the idea of sensors is, it's very nice that you can put ROV-like sensors in this boat, but what are you going to do with them? And our big issue was, if you're going really fast in the water, you don't know where you're going. So we thought of a way of making these sensors smaller and smaller and putting something on your head that will help you in seeing what the boat sees. The boat is very intelligent, knows exactly where it is, knows exactly what's happening around it, but the diver doesn't. So we developed something called sonar vision, where you actually put a little sonar on top of your head or in the boat. And with that, you can look through 200 meters of water, no problem, even if it's pitch black, or even if there's a lot of stuff in the water, you can look right through it. So with this invention, we turned it into our own underwater augmented reality goggle, which is the first of its kind. And with this, you can basically go anywhere underwater. If it's super dark, you can just look around, you know exactly where you are, and there is no issue of getting disoriented. So once we started trying this out in the boat, the results were pretty spectacular. We found out that if you go and dive into in the Netherlands, the water is always bad. Like right here, you have a much better situation going on with the sea. But we have usually 4 or 5 meters of visibility, which meant you could sometimes barely even see the nose of your own boat. This is what you see if you have normal dive goggles on. And what you're about to see is what happens if you put our goggles on. So you go from not even knowing where you're going, if you're going up or down, left or right, you don't know. It's like flying through a cloud, basically, to going to this. So you know exactly what's going on. You see how deep you are. You don't even have to look at the gauges because they're integrated in your surrounding, basically. So you don't even have to think about what's happening. And this works really nicely in our submarine. So it makes the submarine very capable. And it also does something else. You can also try this in your car. Before we went underwater, I wanted to test these, and I tested them in my car. And I thought, wow, this also means you can go anywhere in zero visibility situations. So how about planes? Would people flying planes like these? And it turns out they do. And that is basically what I've been doing the last 4 years. And I hope you enjoyed my talk.